Welcome everybody to a quick tutorial of SCUM Survival Supermax Survival. One of those SCUM. All right. I'm just going to go through create a quick tutorial to show you a balanced single-player character build, and maybe the first few couple steps of once we get onto the island on how to actually survive. For your first time playing, and if you're going to be, this is for, like I said, this is for a single player solo lone wolf. We will go ahead and first we'll choose the female, just because they've got they're built and modeled differently now. They've got the updated models, and all the clothes are even modeled to work with each the female characters. So what we're going to do is we are going to stick with the 3-3-3-3 all across the board. We're not going to really mess with any of this stuff. We don't really need to. Everything is cosmetic on this page right here. So you do what you want to do. You can, obviously we have concealed mode on because we are going to be uploading to YouTube. You can turn concealed mode off, and obviously it takes the blurs away. Type is going to be, I believe, a different gender or different races and ethnicities, and skin tones. We're going to leave it just plain right there. Obviously, we have the breast size. It doesn't really change anything with gameplay. It's just fun, you know. All right, so we're going to leave all that right where it is. Actually, we'll go back to here. We'll just leave that at number 1 as well. We're going to go next. Now we get to choose our skin tone. You can even choose the complexion, and you can see how it kind of changes a little bit of freckles and whatnot on the face. We're going to leave it at 1. And we're just going to leave age. You can get a nice tan or nice and pale. We're going to go nice and pale. Hairstyle. We've got the ponytail, the pigtails. You got pretty much any kind of hairstyle you really want to go with. But we are just going to go ahead and go with the ponytail. Hair color, the basics. I don't think it gets really wild or anything like that. Iris color, if you pay attention there, it's got that grayish look. We can go brown, blue, bright blue. We're going to go ahead and stick with brown, though. Iris types, I don't really know what that does. I don't think it really makes a huge difference from what you can... Maybe if we change it to the blue, we can see more. Okay, so it's just making the tones and the gradients in the eyes a little bit more defined. All right, next. Now here's where we get into creating the basics of our beginning stats. And these stats can grow and expand with... as you progress through the game. Endurance, running, fighting, archery, handguns, thievery, demolition, all this stuff can be expanded on. So with the 3-3-3 across the board, we are going to start over here in our strength skills. Now me personally, and I think this will be great for anybody starting out in this game, archery. Archery is a great way to keep your enemies, or at least the NPCs, or the puppets at a distance and take them down. The average puppet, the normal one, you can take down with 2 arrow hits to the body. The one they call a glass cannon, the skinny ones that run really fast and hit really hard, you can take them down with 1 arrow. And the armored puppets, the military puppets, and police military puppets, or the police armored puppets, you can take them down with 4 or 5. It's 4 or 5 arrows. 3 arrows to the head, though, if you go straight for headshots. So this, with the medium archery, that is going to give us 1, able to pull back larger bows. You start off with creating a 20-pound bow, but you can go all the way up to a 100-pound ballista bow. There's also compound bows. So the higher your archery skill, the farther you can pull back your bow. It also gives you when you are lining up the shot to take it, with the bow, you can get a little white reticle. Once you draw, you aim, line the white reticle up on the puppet. As soon as you draw, that white reticle's gone, but at least you're lined up and you're ready to rock. Okay, from after we've got our archery set up with medium, we are going to move up to our melee weapons, and we are going to bring that up to just shy, or just a little higher than basic, and we're going to bring our brawling up the rest of the way as well. So that's going to give us a little bit of defense if we get caught with a melee weapon or our fist. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll actually just bring this all the way up to medium, because we're rarely going to have our fist. If you're fighting with your fist, you're probably going to be screwed anyways. This way, it'll give us a chance. The first thing we do is we drop an axe and a knife. Or as soon as we drop, we craft an axe and a knife. As soon as we hit the ground, we should have weapons in our hands at all times. All right, now we're going to move down to our dexterity. Dexterity, we want to take our stealth up to medium. I used to actually bring the driving and the motorcycling up to basics, but right now there's no motorcycles in the game, and I don't know when they're going to be bringing them back. So we don't really mess with that anymore. At least I don't at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our driving up, and we're just going to start off with basic driving. That's going to give us a little bit of a boost at the beginning. When you drive in this game, if you start with 0 driving skill, you'll skip gears, you'll miss gears, you'll stall it out, and if you're trying to make a getaway from an incoming clan and you're stalling out, or you can't get the car started into gear, you're screwed. So we're going to go at least with basic. And what I like to do is I've been trying to boost and start with lockpicking skills. So we're going to take our thievery the rest of the way up right there. Now you can change it if you want to put your motorcycle skills up just in case they bring it back here in a few months or whatnot. You can drop this right down to normal basic and bring motorcycles up to basic as well. So we've got basic thievery, basic driving, and basic motorcycling. But for my tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and just put our thievery up. Now let's move back up to our constitution. Constitution, we've only got two skills. They're both going straight to medium. So we've got medium running, medium endurance. That's going to be great when we are on foot trying to get away from puppets or other players. The higher your endurance, the longer you can run. So that is, and the heavier your pack and your clothes and your loot that you have, it's going to help you be able to start off with a higher endurance to keep you running longer with a heavier load. Now we're going to come down to our intellect skills. What I love to have is medium survival. The medium survival is going to give you a built-in compass when you use your survival sense. You're going to have the basic north, east, west, and south compass right off the bat. If you don't have that, all you know is where north is, and it can get a little confusing when you're trying to maneuver around this massive map. What I like to also start off with is at least basic engineering, basic camouflage, and basic awareness. Your camouflage is going to be how good you blend in with the bushes and the shrubs and the tree line. The higher your camouflage, the better you're going to just kind of disappear once you hit the bushes. If the player does not see you enter the bushes and you have a higher camouflage rating than they have awareness, you just vanish. And if you don't move, they will not see you. But the moment you actually just even flinch or spin or make a rustle in the bush, they're going to see you, you're going to pop in, they're going to know you're there. Awareness actually allows you, just what I said, you're going to be able to sense and hear the enemy players coming from further away. You're going to hear the footsteps better, and you're going to be able to see a player hiding in the bushes if they've got a lower camouflage score than you do awareness. Awareness also increases the availability that you're going to find some good loot. I believe that is correct because when you pull out loot from storage lockers and boxes, your awareness skill goes up. So whenever you see a box or when you're looting, make sure you grab the item and pull it out. We'll go over that again once we get into the game. But right now, that is our setup right there. This is what I've used every single time that I have played this game, and I've built a new character. This is a form of what I've done, and I've had a blast, and it makes life a lot easier for a solo player. So, what we are going to do is click Create. We are from Croatia. What is our... Does it say what our crime was? I don't think it says anymore. I thought it used to say what our crime was somewhere. Oh, I'm a smoker, though. Let's see here. Crime, arson. Ah, yes. Alright, here we go. We are going to be dropped into SCUM Island. So it's a totally random drop. You are dropped from the sky, and you can drop in any sector. We will hopefully get a warmer drop, but a lot of times I find myself up in the snowy mountains, which I'm not a fan of, but we'll make it work. Boom! There she goes. Alright, so we are dropping in B4. So, I really don't have any control right now, and it is very loud, so I apologize if I sound like I'm yelling, because the wind is very loud. Once we get free, we're just going to hit it as soon as possible. The higher you hit it, the safer you're going to be. If you wait too long, you will take a hit and take damage on the way down. But you can scroll the mouse wheel and tilt down to go down faster. And you can rotate yourself with the WASD buttons. Hopefully we don't spawn into any puppets, because we are kind of dropping in close to this coastal town. And the wind is pushing us back. Come on, wind, get us out of there. And we have touched down. Let's just make our way up away from the town just a little bit. All right, here we go. We don't need to hear you.
Established. Greetings, human asset. Welcome to SCUM Island tutorial protocol provided by the Tech One Corporation. My designation is Dual Energetic Entity Neural Appliance, or DENA.
We'll wait for her to finish.
I am an artificial intelligence created by the Tech One Corporation tasked with overseeing the SCUM show protocols, including the preparation of human assets. If you wish to activate the tutorial, please do so on your journal interface. Secure channel closed.
Alright, so DENA is kind of pointless right now. The only time you're going to hear from her is when you create a new character like that. The quests are not fulfilled. There's really no point to them at this point of the game. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to search the ground. We're going to look around, and we are going to try to find stone piles. Enter will bring you in and out of third-person mode. Sometimes that can make it a little bit easier to see. I do like third person better, but we're going to hit F on the rocks. Now, if you see, it brought up one rock there. If you rotate around the pile a little bit, you can pull again from that same pile. We're going to take 2 rocks, and we're going to right-click and craft a stone knife. Now that knife is going to drop straight on the ground. It's not going to go into your inventory, so you always want to make sure that you pay attention to that. We're going to put it right in our pocket. And the first place we're going to go is we're going to go up to some bushes. We got a nice little grove of bushes right here. And we're going to start chopping these down. We're going to make a improvised bark rope, I believe is what it's called. So, We're going to hit F to cut. Now, when I play this, I always make the backpack first. That's what I always go for, just so I can have that extra storage. So, we're going to go to our crafting menu by hitting number 2. And we're going to go down here and we're going to go look at the improvised courier backpack. We're going to click on it and we're going to see up here we're going to need 3 rags. And we can make it with improvised rope. Okay? If we look at the improvised rope over here, or tree bark rope, sorry, it works as well. It does work with it. Tree bark rope is going to be 5 small sticks. So, we're going to go back to our number 1. We're going to look. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we already have the 5 sticks that we need. So we're going to click on the rope over in the crafting tab, and we are going to click craft. Now, that rope's going to drop right on the ground for us. Now what we're going to do is we're going to need to get some rags. Well, we don't want to strip down completely naked if we don't have to, but we've got our undergarments that we can cut up. So we are going to go ahead and cut our bra into rags. And we are going to cut our underwear into rags. And that's going to give us our 3 rags and our rope now to make the improvised courier backpack. So we're going to go back to crafting, select the backpack, craft. For some reason, this backpack takes forever to craft, but when you go ahead and make the small improvised backpack, it's almost instantaneous. Not really. I take that back. It's not almost instantaneous, but it feels like it's a lot quicker than this. Alright, we're going to go back to our inventory tab. We've got our backpack. We're just going to go ahead and drop it right on our little kit. Also, you will drop with a starter bank card. There's technically no reason to have this. You can hold on to it, but you're never going to use it. Once you get to a trading post, you will end up upgrading your bank card and using one with a PIN number. This one has no protection. So, if you put money in the bank and you get killed out in the open, somebody kills you and you have your starter bank card on you, they can take that to an ATM and rob you. So, we're going to go ahead and just destroy it. We're not going to go super in-depth into the banking system right now. We'll get into it more later on in the tutorial. Okay. Now, if you look, our knife is already down to 40%. When you're cutting sticks, cutting rags, you're draining the life out of your knife. So next what we're going to do is we're actually going to make a improvised axe. So what we're going to need real quick, though, is we're going to need to come back over here, and we are going to need to get 2 more stones. So we're going to click on both of them, right-click. We're going to craft the small stone axe head. Alright, we'll put that in our inventory. Let's move back up to where we were. Now, we've already got quite a few sticks done, so we're going to need to make another rope here. So let's go ahead and cut this long stick into small sticks. So we're going to need 5 small sticks again. Alright, so now we've got 3. This should give us a 5, right? Yep. 4, 5. Okay. So, crafting tab, tree bark rope, going back to our inventory. Actually, I think that we can stay on crafting. Now we're going to scroll up to the top, and we are going to craft our stone axe. Stone axe is going to have a lot higher durability than our stone knife, and if we get into a pinch, it comes in as a nice handy little tool for some melee. But we're gonna avoid any melee until we have, or any kind of fighting until we have an improvised 20-pound bow and some arrows created. So we're gonna put that right there on our back. Don't ask me how that connects. We must have magnets or something going on there, but we don't ask questions. All right. Next thing we are going to do is craft our improvised 20-pound bow. So we're going to cut down some more bushes. We're going to cut down both of these because we are going to need a long stick and another rope. All right, so we've got those on the ground. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've already got our 5 sticks there, our 5 short sticks to make our rope. So we're going to start it up. All right, now we are going to scroll up to the top, and if you look, we've got a long stick, so we've got the improvised bow. We've already got one long stick on the ground. We've got our rope. We've got our axe, our cutting tool. If you cycle through these, you can see all the other different types of tools that will work along with this. Same with the other types of ropes and whatnot there as well. So we are going to craft our 20-pound bow. All right, we're going to drag that, put that on our number 2 slot. We've got our bow. Now we need some ammunition. So we are going to cut these 3 long sticks that we have down into short sticks. We're going to just do them all. So we're going to cut that down. Now, we're not super worried about other players right now because we are on a single player map. We're playing by ourselves. So having our oranges on isn't a huge deal. We're not worried about other people spotting us. But if we get into a multiplayer server, we're gonna want to get through this process ASAP. Get into a town, start looking for other clothes that we can get into to kind of mask our ourselves against other players. The darker the clothes, the better. So now we're going to go back to crafting. We're going to go over to our improvised wooden arrow, just wooden arrow. We're going to hit craft. Now, we just did one. So we should be able to close out of our tab menu and hit Control C. Nope, it's Alt C? Yeah, Alt C, sorry. Alt C over and over again to just craft the last thing that we crafted. So we're just going to keep hitting this until it doesn't work anymore. You can also stay in the tab button and just keep clicking the craft button too. It's exactly the same. Actually, I tend to actually do that more often than using the Alt-C option. So now we've got our arrows. We're just going to double click on each arrow and that's going to stack us up. So 9, we'll go ahead and make 3 more. We'll go ahead and get those knocked out. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and craft this. 1, 2, 3. All right. Whoa, oh, hold on. How'd that... Wait, what? Oh, sorry. I was clicking on the wrong thing. Okay, that's my bad. You know what? Nah, yeah, we'll just keep it. We'll end up using it. So, we've got 13 arrows. We're just going to drop the knife so we have a little bit of extra space. Typically, you know what? We're going to drop that extra arrow too because I'm going to want to keep this open here. We have got the basics. We are set up and ready to get into our first town and start looting and finding our gear. Anything. Upgraded bows, upgraded arrows, guns, clothes, backpacks, food, water. Everything that we need is going to be found in towns and points of interest and the traders. So, here we are on the coastal town next to the B4 Trader. Here, we are going to go ahead and end this video. And on the next, we will get right into leveling our character up, looting, and the rest of the show. See you next time.